Now this is session 3 of Unblocking the Wells, and I'm calling this one Being Assured. You know, one of the saddest things I've found in ministry is being with someone when they're facing death, and although they've been in church all their lives, they're suddenly afraid and they don't know what lies ahead of them. It's like the message of salvation has never been taken in or lived out. Now the message preached by the early church was that it was through Jesus and what he had done that we can be right with God. And over the centuries, this message got somehow muddied by the church, and rituals and ceremonies seemed to become more important than the simple message of God's grace, rescuing us from the punishment we deserve. The wells were getting clogged up. It was in the beginning of the early 16th century that a monk named Martin Luther, who was almost tortured by his desire to do everything right, suddenly saw the force of the first few verses in Romans 5. Therefore, since we have been justified through faith. To be justified is to be put right with God, put right relationship. And it's by our acceptance of the work of Jesus on the cross, nothing else. And this, of course, triggered the Reformation, where once again the pure water of the gospel was made available to people. This justification is a once and for all act. It takes place at a specific moment when we put our trust in Jesus. Doesn't mean that we don't still need forgiveness every day, but it does mean that we don't take the punishment of sin. In chapter 1 of John we read this: "To all who did receive him, to those who believe in his name, he gave the right to become children of God." When we say yes to Jesus, we receive the Holy Spirit. And in Romans 8 it reads, "The Spirit you received does not make you slaves, so that you live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought you adoption to sonship and daughtership, and by him we cry, Abba, Father." The Spirit himself testifies that we are God's children. Now, if we are children, then we are heirs, co-heirs with Christ. Why are there church people who haven't seemed to get hold of this truth? Maybe as a church we haven't stressed it enough. But there's also the thing in human nature that we do like to think that we can do something ourselves to earn our salvation. It is actually very humbling to realise that we can't. We don't deserve it. It's purely the amazing grace of God that he's made a way for us. So let's not let our wells be clogged up by doubt or by trying to find other ways to earn our salvation. Ephesians 2:8, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not of yourselves, it is a gift of God." Receive this gift with humility and thankfulness.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. For grace that taught my heart to fear and grace, my fear relieved. How precious gift and grace that hid the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, I stand in awe that Christ should die for me. My sin is covered by the blood that flowed at Calvary. The Lord has promised good to me, his word my hope secures. He will my shield and portion be as long as life endures. do.